So now, like I said, I'm in a good area with this man I met. I met him off of Craigslist. He's renting out 2 rooms to 2 girls. So I have half of the living room. Then he's renting out either the other half or the bedroom. The bedroom costs more. So depending on what the next person wants, if they want the room, then he's going to come to the living room. If they want the living room, then he's going to go to the bedroom. You know, he's doing it the smart way, whatever way the money's going to come. But let me tell you guys about this whole journey of trying to find an apartment. One girl, she had a perfect area too. She was by Hollywood and Western. I talked to her on the phone. Everything's cool until I tell her we're on our way. She's like, who is we? With a nasty attitude, just nasty. So right then and there, it was a red flag already. I was like, she has a nasty attitude. It took me like 3 seconds to even ask her, because when I heard, who is we? Just because I said we're on our way, that was nasty. But I was like, you know what? She's in a good area. Let me just try it out. Maybe I could cope with this. And then I was like, after 3 seconds, I said the person that I'm living with. And she was like, oh. So I get to her apartment. I tell her my situation. I want to be gone by May 16th. She seems cool with it. I tell her I can give her a deposit June 1st, but only thing I can pay for right now, basically, I told her was half the month. So she's fine with it. She's cool. And I tell her I'll give her $100 for the deposit because she wanted $200. I said I'll give you $100 to hold the room for me until I move in on the 16th. So she's cool with it, of course, I guess, because I'm in her face. And of course, when I come back like 3 days later with the $100, she's like, I'm having issues with one of my housemates. I'm having issues with the lady in the room next, across the hall or whatever. She's been tripping because my brother's in town for 2 weeks. And she said, there's too many people here. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do that. And I had to check her. This is what she's telling me about the other girl, that she had to check her because apparently her brother's in town for 2 weeks, coincidentally. And the girl didn't want him there. So pretty much she tells me, well, you can't move in now, but you can move in June 1st, which is what she did. And I already knew that it wasn't nothing. It probably happened, but it probably didn't, because I already knew that most people want you to move in during June 1st. And that's the day I told her I could give her all of the money, like 2 months in advance, as well as the deposit. So when she did that, that was like strike 2 to me. You don't have to make up that excuse. You don't want me to move in until June 1st and I can give you the full payment. Just say so. So the third strike was when, I asked her, she told me that I would be putting basically $1,100 for 2 months and the deposit basically in her account. It wasn't going to nobody, no company, no nothing. It going in her account. So I already have these bad vibes in my mind about her. For her to say $1,100 is going to me, I wasn't really expecting that, and I guess that's what people do. But this is my first time like looking on the internet trying to find a room to sleep in. And so I asked her, why am I putting $1,100 in your account? And then she had an attitude through the text, sending me messages saying, I have to do this and this and this and this and this and this, then I can give you a receipt. Maybe this is not the place for you. So I was like, I'm sorry if I offended you by the question, but I would like to know why certain things. Are you upset because I asked you, or I was curious about where I'm giving where $1,100 is going, or why it's going to your account? Like, are you upset about that? So then I thought about it. 3 is one of my numbers. I said, Lord, please find me somewhere else. I text her back. I sent her a proverb or something saying basically fools are quick-tempered or something like that. But this was just stupidity. She's 25 just like me. Why are you upset because I had curiosity about where $1,100 is going? So that was a bad sign too. Plus, if she's telling the truth about the drama, I don't want to move in nowhere with no drama. So her excuse of saying the girl across the hall, she's uppity, she doesn't understand how the struggle is, people support her and all this stuff. It might have been true, it might not have been, but I didn't like the 3 things I just told you guys. I don't like none of that. So I prayed for a different spot, and that's where I am. Another place I went to, they had 9 people. They had 9 people in a small house. And I would have been the 9th person, but it was so cramped in there. I couldn't see how so many people were living in that small space. And they were trying to get me in there. People were outside smoking cigarettes. I was like, this is too small. And definitely, if I want to go on the porch or something, I don't want to walk into no cigarette smoke almost every day. And it looked like about 4 or 5 of them were smoking cigarettes on the porch. So that's something I would have to deal with every single day. And I I couldn't stay there. I'm like, this is too many people in this small little house. Even though, and it was $3.95, so $3.95 for a small little space, and it would have been 3 people. It would have been 3 people in the area that I would have been in for $3.95 plus $75 deposit. And I'm staying here with him, and it'll only be 3 of us, 2 girls and 1 man. And he's cool. We just want peace. We don't have company, just so the atmosphere can stay the same. And that's my situation right now as far as where I'm living. It's a nice place, nice area. I'm close to my schools. I'm in a different area so I can get different schools and not be stuck in Koreatown where I've done almost all the schools and have to venture out. So now since I'm already here or in Hollywood, now I can do Hollywood schools that are real close. Like my school that I have a meeting for in a couple minutes, it's only 16 minutes away. So that's a blessing. And when you show people that you'll throw tantrums like that, because that's the only word I can come up with, or tantrum or a mental issue like everybody else is telling me, then that makes me question everything. Like, I was expecting some mail from somewhere, and because I'm like, she's throwing this tantrum, is she trying to get back at me also but through not giving me my mail? Now, it probably didn't come, but when she showed me that tantrum, I'm thinking I wasn't expecting her to throw no tantrum, so now I expect the unexpected from her. I expect that she'll do anything to get whatever issue was off her brain. She didn't tell me what was bothering her when I got back to the house or the apartment. She didn't, she tried to act like everything was cool, then I asked her and she was like, no. But once you show me some sick stuff like that, because that's what it is, sick, and it's just the issue, and she's 24. Once you show that, that's like, I can't even consider you no friend. Like, I don't know, that was too much for me. That I don't expect that from no adult. I don't care how mad you are. I'm not about to be around somebody like that. I can consider you an associate, somebody I see here and there, but I can't consider you a friend. And I definitely don't like people that play the upper hand and make it uncomfortable. At least she can say that I gave her half the rent. When I let this girl stay with me for 2 weeks, and then we fell out, I didn't have nothing from that. She stayed with me for 2 weeks free, and I did that because I wanted to. Like, she was having issues, so I let her stay with me for free. And when our friendship fell out, I didn't have nothing. I was like, man, I should have charged her. You know what? But whatever. But at least she, you know, got half of the rent. Now that I fell out with this girl, I don't got nothing. You know, she left a bottle of lotion and some flies. She left a bottle of lotion, a jump rope, an alarm clock, but the rent, no, I didn't charge her for the rent, but I wish I had once we fell out. But whatever, you know now that even if you're friends, sometimes you gotta charge people. You don't take advantage of them, but you know, sometimes you just gotta charge them, because I definitely could have used that $200. Maybe I wouldn't have got evicted. No, I would have got evicted because that wasn't enough. That wouldn't have got me where I needed to get. My check still would have been late. But anyways, stuff like that, that mess is annoying. And I got a very low tolerance of annoyance. I just stopped going around people. But anyways, as far as all those bills that I had, now that I'm living here and paying $200 less than I was when I was staying with her, I'm gonna be able to catch up on the bills. I'm still expecting some mail. Like, I'm gonna have to change my address again with all these people, and then I'll be able to pay little by little. I'm still waiting to hear from my landlord, my landlord, to see if they actually sent my thing my bill to a collection agency, because I had to switch the date that I said, May 20th to June 1st, because that's when my checks would have been there, or that's when my checks got here. But I sent in a $150 before June 1st. But I don't know if they had already sent it to the collection agency, so I'm waiting to hear back. Still owe, like, AT&T. I got to change my Time Warner. No, wait, not Time Warner. What is it? LADWP, because they owe me some money. I don't know how long that's going to take. But AT&T and Time Warner, Metro, I think, I'm going to pay them back, because I don't like to be in debt, and I don't like the fact that things might come back. Who knows? There's probably some things I owe from college or something that I don't even remember. But as far as these things that I know of, try to get them out the way. And pretty much that's my life. I'm happy where I'm at in Hollywood, close to everything. As soon as I take care of all these little errands and things like that, then I'll be able to focus on other things. Might be able to start, you know, trying to figure out where a lot of things are out here. Browse the area. It's real pretty out here. Try not to get the people, but very pretty area. this isn't my street, but I just tried to find a little empty place where I could shoot this video. But that's where I'm at now, you guys, and peace.